I'm live again. Woohoo! So today I want to talk about something that maybe is not getting a lot of coverage, but Cam Thomas, could he lead the NBA in scoring? Like, could he literally lead the entire NBA in scoring? That's what we're going to discuss today. So Cam Thomas, as we know, or if you don't know, on the Nets, as soon as he started getting consistent minutes, he started to get buckets. Like every time he would come in the game, he made sure he got shots up. Like that's one thing you can't say about Cam Thomas. He is not afraid to take shots. Like when Cam Thomas is in, book him or mark him down for, depending on how many minutes he's in, but mark him down for 20 shots because Cam Thomas is going to get his. And so, with that being said, last year when Cam Thomas played 31 minutes per game, which was obviously a career high for him because prior to that, he wasn't playing so many minutes, or at least inconsistently rather, but he was averaging 31 minutes per game last season and he scored 22.5 points per game. So if that isn't an indication already that Cam Thomas can score with the best of them, well, now you know. And so Cam Thomas, again, last year was also sharing the ball with Mikal Bridges, who at the time, the Nets kept saying that they wanted to build around Mikal Bridges and pair another star with Mikal Bridges. And obviously now he's with the Knicks and that didn't happen. So Cam Thomas has the green light. I mean, he kind of already did, but now he has the complete green light. He's the number one scoring option on the team. And there's no way he's not going to get 25 shots per game. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see how it works out. But Cam Thomas is going to be the leading scorer on his team. That is not a debate. But is there a world where Cam Thomas actually leads the entire NBA in scoring? There have been a few projections I've seen here or there that people think Cam Thomas is going to get, or going to average rather, 30 points per game. And 30 points per game is tough to average. That is not an easy thing to do. I think Cam Thomas can average 30. Now, I don't know if I'm going to predict him to average 30, but if he was to lead the league in scoring, he would have to be averaging 30 plus. So I do see a world where Cam Thomas is averaging 30 because, again, he's the number one scoring option on his team, on a team that is clearly in rebuild mode, and Cam Thomas is super young, so they are definitely, at least for now, focusing the offense and centering it around him. So he's going to get every shot he wants, every single shot. And back to what I said earlier, if you know Cam Thomas, you know when he comes in, he shoots. He is not passing up a shot. I don't think I've ever seen Cam Thomas pass up a shot that he has. And obviously, I'm exaggerating a bit, but every time you watch Cam Thomas, he's shooting. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying he literally will take the shot. There was, I think this was 2 seasons ago, there was a couple of games where, this was when I think Katie and Kyrie were still on the team. Oh, Carson, thank you. I see 6 heart puffs. Thank you, Carson. I appreciate the gift. A couple seasons ago when Katie and Kyrie were still on the team and they were both out, I believe. They were injured or something like that. And Cam Thomas, was getting the ball all he wanted and he played plenty of minutes. Do you remember that stretch where he had 3, I believe it was 3, back-to-back 40-point games? That was Cam Thomas. He does that. And so Cam Thomas can definitely be one of the top scorers in the league this upcoming season. Again, is he going to be the leader in the NBA in scoring at the end of the season? Maybe. Again, I'm not predicting that because that's really hard to predict. But he definitely can average 30. He definitely can. Someone said Cam Thomas is going to have a breakout year. Yeah, last year I believe he finished 7th in most improved, in the most improved race. because he went from like 10 points per game to 22.5. So like he definitely, increased his scoring by a bunch, which is why he was like top 7. One thing he needs to work on, I guess, would be like, I don't know what his numbers were last year in terms of efficiency, but I would assume that, with any volume scorer, and especially the fact that he's going to be the number 1 option and it's going to be clear that the defense is going to focus on him, I would say something that he would need to work on, just like me predicting in the future, is that probably needs to work on his efficiency, because he's going to be such a volume scorer that there will probably be times where he takes some, something that's classified or considered a bad shot. And while he could probably make, and he can make some bad shots, there's going to be times where he should pass them up. And that's a learning thing. Like, that's something that he's going to have to learn, as he gets older and gets more experience in the league. So, like, that's just my constructive criticism for him before the season even starts. But, like, Cam Thomas will figure that out. Like, I'm not concerned about him. Like, if his efficiency is not the best next season, again, I'm not concerned. I know he'll figure it out. And so, with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Like, do you think that Cam Thomas can lead the league in scoring? Because I definitely do see a world where he averages 30. So, that is what I'll say about Cam Thomas. And then a couple other things I want to talk about was, I don't know if you saw, but Luka got hurt. He injured his calf. Was it his calf? And so he's going to be reevaluated in like a week. And they said that there's no concerns around him being ready for the season opener. But it definitely is a little concerning if you're a Mavs fan that it's training camp and he already got hurt. And we know that Luka plays through injuries, but it's not great to go into training camp and already have an injury. Like, even if it is minor, it's just like, if you're a Mavs fan, that's not a good feeling to hear that Luka already has some kind of injury. And then along the same lines, unfortunately, I don't know if you saw, but Trey Murphy III has a hamstring strain, or maybe he has the calf strain. Maybe he's the one with the calf and Luka has something else. But regardless, Trey Murphy III is going to be reevaluated in 3 weeks, I believe. And so his injury, whatever it is a bit more serious, at least they're projecting it to be, than Luka's at the moment. And while 3 weeks doesn't mean I'm not saying it's a season-ending injury, of course, but that is, again, along the same lines, concerning that we're in training camp and we already have 2 players who are, one, obviously the number 1 option on his team and the star of his team in Luka, and Trey Murphy III, who is a certified starter, rotation player, 3-point shooter, and just a quality player on his team. And they're already hurt. And this season didn't even start yet.